How do you follow Will Smith in the snow? By following his Fresh Prince. This is a joke that practically no one gets, or it's just not very funny, also known as a dad joke. There's only one person I know that is the absolute king of dad jokes, and that's my dad, the most caring, thoughtful, and humorous person I know. My dad is a 5'7" bald guy with a 5 o'clock shadow beard, so nothing to be intimidated by, even though he thinks he's very intimidating. For example, he goes absolutely try-hard in every single sport he does, but he always gives the best advice, and he's always been there for me and for others. My dad has always been there for me and has never failed to give me a good laugh. No matter what my dad does, he manages to go try hard, giving everyone around him a good laugh. My dad really enjoys going try hard in sports. At the end of the year, my basketball team does a family practice where my dad can come in and scrimmage, but he doesn't take these scrimmages lightly. He will pick me up, throw me down, body me, and some of my friends, but has never managed to get a foul called on him. Volleyball is another sport my dad is not good at, even though he's very convinced he is. Whether he bombed the ball 40 feet out of bounds or just plain out missed it, he will still think he's the automatic go. Also, in the summertime, my dad and I enjoy a nice game of catch with a softball, but after no time, that nice game of catch turns into a terrifying game of dodgeball. Even though I'm bullied 95% of the time by my dad, I wouldn't trade these memories for anything. So, if my dad isn't going absolutely try hard in a sport, then he is giving me the best advice on what to do in that sport. My dad's advice has never failed to be helpful. He knows what to say about every sport, whether he's played it or not. So at the end of every game, I always look for my dad. He gives me the best advice after a long game on how to keep my mood stable and not get down on myself over one thing like a minor mistake. He also knows the right thing to do in every situation, whether it's a bad friend situation or just school-wide drama I told him about that day. My dad often reminds me that I'm worth more than what others may believe about me. Or he'll just tell me to toughen up, but in a loving way, of course. My dad tells me things that I remind myself of every day, like "you just do you" is a great reminder on a rough day. My dad is the best example of being himself. If you turn on any Michael Jackson song, you just know he's going to get down to it. Even if it's at a wedding, a family gathering, or even just while he's cooking in the kitchen. My dad has tried to give me advice on dancing, but it doesn't work. I'm horrendous. My dad gives great advice to me and many others. My dad is an extremely generous person who puts others before himself. I've never witnessed my dad angry or unkind towards anyone. My dad is a pastor, and he never fails to answer anybody's biblical questions, whether it's 4 in the afternoon or 1 in the morning. My dad also just got back from Bangladesh, and he has not regret going either time, and he's gone twice now. If my dad's not helping others, he's helping me. Whether he's just giving me hugs, asking how he can make me feel better, cracking a dumb joke, or making me food. These are all ways my dad has been there when I needed him. My dad has always been there when I needed him and has never failed to give me a good laugh. No matter what sport it is, my dad will always go try hard in it. Nobody can give better advice than my dad, in my opinion. My dad is a very caring person and will always put others around him before himself. Dad jokes might be the worst thing to ever exist, but it doesn't really matter if you love the person who's telling them. My dad may be the cringy king of dad jokes, but he has never let me down.